In the vastness of space, a spectacle is set to take place tomorrow, a total solar eclipse. And Northerners can expect to get a good look at part of it. Samuel Watt brings us a preview of what to expect and how to prepare.
The skies are set to fall into darkness tomorrow across the north, well, at least partially. The moon is on a path between the sun and earth sometime between the morning in the west and the early afternoon in the east, but it won't quite line up straight. Greenland, Iceland, Portugal and Spain are right in the line of totality, meaning perfect alignment.
So it's basically like this black hole with like this beautiful halo of light around it.
Ilana McDonald at Toronto's Dunlap Institute for Astronomy happens to be in Madrid for this phenomenon, but Northerners in Canada will still be able to take in a partial eclipse.
You should be able to see basically a chunk taken out of the sun.
But no matter where you're watching from, you must remember safety first. That means eclipse glasses, which I don't have, and regular sunglasses won't do. So if you're like me and you don't have the equipment you need, experts like Yukon's Krista van Leerhoven say use a pinhole projector.
I know. This is one of those things you would not expect a random kitchen utensil thing to be of use here.
Or you could even use something simple you'd find at your desk.
And you take a pen or something like that, punch a hole, and again, use that hole to make a pinhole projector to project the image of the sun onto the ground or onto another piece of paper.
And if a partial eclipse isn't enough of a cosmic show for you, don't fret, there's an encore in store. At the end of the night Wednesday, a Perseus meteor shower will be at its peak, dazzling the dark sky with shooting stars as Earth passes through debris left behind by comets. The Royal Astronomical Society's Jeff Robertson has simple tips for a good viewing.
Okay, tips. You don't need a telescope. You don't need binoculars. Find a dark spot away from city lights. Dress warm because it does get cool at night.
But if conditions on Wednesday night aren't perfect, don't fret. The Perseus meteor shower is already streaking through a sky and it will keep lighting up the sky for another week or two. Samuel Watt, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Now, you just heard from Krista van Leerhoven about some safe ways to watch the eclipse. We reached her earlier to learn more about what's happening and why it's special. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Let's brush up on our basics first. Can you just remind us what happens during a solar eclipse?
So in a solar eclipse, we have the moon come between us on Earth and the sun. So if you, the viewer, are the sun, and we've got an Earth and a moon, and these are actually to scale. If we were to distance them to scale, they'd be about this far apart. But what happens is the moon passes in front of Earth, between Earth and the sun, and the shadow of the moon falls on the surface of Earth. That is a solar eclipse.
And how often do these events happen?
Semi-regularly. There's 2 eclipse seasons per year. The moon's orbit is tilted, so there's only a couple of places along the Earth, Sun, Moon configuration as we go through the year where the moon actually passes right in front of the Earth and not above or below, so the shadow would miss us. So there's a couple of eclipse seasons per year. Each eclipse season, you'll get maybe 1 solar eclipse, maybe 1 lunar eclipse, and that on a global scale, they're not particularly rare, but on a specific location sort of sense, they are somewhat rare. For the north, we're looking at the next one of a similar sort of amount for us in 2029, and then 2033. So this is a once every few years at best sort of thing, if not for any given region of the Earth.
What makes a solar eclipse special?
So with a solar eclipse, getting to see the moon pass in front of the sun's face, if you get a total solar eclipse, then the moon completely covers the sun's face, and you can see then the fainter outer atmosphere of the sun called the corona, which is wispy and gorgeous, just absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. If, like us, we're going to see a partial solar eclipse this time, what you end up seeing is the moon passes across the sun's face, but doesn't block it completely. So you end up seeing the sun in kind of like a Pac-Man shape. If you imagine the sun as a cookie, it's got a bite taken out of it. And that's pretty fun, just generally, and one of the things that it's really interesting to show about that is that even though for some of us a significant portion of the sun's face will be covered, it's still not enough to really knock down the amount of light that you're working with during the day. Things like clouds are much more able to knock out the sun's light than an eclipse, even if the eclipse is taking out a lot of the sun's face. If it's not a total solar eclipse, it doesn't get particularly dark.
So what's the safest way to watch an eclipse?
So the first thing to say is never look at the sun directly without adequate protection. And if you're not sure if it's adequate protection, it's probably not. So like your regular sunglasses are an absolutely not. Don't use those to try to look directly at the sun. If you have eclipse glasses, if you've saved them from the last time, there are specialized eclipse glasses where you can put those on and you won't see anything else, but you would be able to look at the sun directly because those glasses block out 99.99% of the light or so. If you have an astronomer friend, they might have a special filter that would allow them to look at the sun directly, either through their telescope or binoculars, or just without any equipment besides the filter. But there are also ways, if you don't have these pieces of equipment, to look at this, but not look at it directly, to look at it indirectly. One of the ways to do that is to grab your colander from your kitchen, and all of these little holes, if you put this colander up and you put it in the direct sunshine, the sunlight shines through these holes and it acts as something called a pinhole projector. It will project an image of the sun onto the ground or a surface, a piece of paper, say, on the other side. And looking at that image, that is the same as what you would see if you looked directly at the sun, but we're not taking the risk of damaging our eyes. If you don't have a colander, which not everybody does, you can take a sturdy piece of paper. I like to use cardstock. It's not as floppy as a standard piece of paper. You could also take some thin cardboard, take a pen and punch a hole. And the size of the hole is not too important. Getting the hole perfectly circular is also not super important. But then you take this piece of paper, you let the sun shine through the hole, and then you can have a different piece of paper to put the image on, and you can use that to look at the sun without looking at the sun.
I love those solutions because I think they're things that people could easily do and they don't need equipment that you might not necessarily have in hand. Krista, thank you so much for telling us about what makes these so special, showing us some ways to safely watch them, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy the partial eclipse just as much as I will tomorrow.
Absolutely. Good luck. Clear skies.